The Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series is on the air. Live from Kansas Speedway, it's Season 1, Race Number 3. This broadcast being brought to you by XS Sim Gear. For all your sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price, you can find them on their Facebook page, XS Sim Gear. BOFA Broadcasting proudly supports pH Aware. Pulmonary hypertension is one of the most difficult to diagnose chronic diseases on the planet because it masks itself as so many other chronic illnesses. Doctors are sometimes not sure how to diagnose pH or pulmonary hypertension. So we ask that you go to phaware.global or phaware.org to help bring pulmonary hypertension awareness to the masses. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zota providing some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. For more information on how you can get your own, you can find Paul Zota on his Facebook page. That's Paul Zota. And of course, it would not be a BOFA Broadcasting broadcast without bump music being provided by TDA Motorsports. Terry Adams and the crew proudly supporting the Disabled American Veterans Association. And Terry, a veteran himself, holding a place in his heart there. DAV is an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. On more information on how you can get involved, we ask that you go to DAV.org. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. Race number 3 of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. And we are at Kansas, ladies and gentlemen. Hot laps winding down right now. Parker Alexander going quick time. We saw him do the same thing last night. If you tuned into last night's broadcast, yeah. Tonight, hopefully, we won't have to break out the drinking game. Because Cup Cars at Kansas is a lot more fun than Cup Cars at Dover. In my opinion, anyways. Speaking of Dover, this is fan choice night. As Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett and the other... Well, actually, the A-team, I should say, with Sam Cooper Bennett and Scotty Brinson over at Dover with the Major League Esports K&N Series. So, fan appreciation night, or fan choice night. It's Kevin Paskowitz getting it all wrong coming through the tri-oval. The D-shaped demon of the Midwest, Kansas Speedway. Gotta love it. So, Zach White currently sitting quick time. Nick and Delicato busting one out. 29-6. Good grief, Nick. Leave some on the table for the rest of us. Tristan Walker, Zach White, Mike Whitaker, Matt Burkhardt rounding out the top 10 as Tristan Walker tries to bust one off. Alan Alphonse going third quick as that's Zach White eating the backstretch wall. Just because you have a shark paint scheme does not mean you need to eat the wall, Zach. Robert Payne getting it all wrong coming through the tri-oval. Last night's winner, Parker Alexander, cranking one off. Running that ultra high line. So, again, this is the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series powered by XS Sin Gear. If you like the action that you're seeing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Chris Bouchard, how the hell are you tonight? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to get in on the action, go ahead and drop a comment with your iRacing screen name. And we'll see if we can get you added into next week's action. Let's see who we've got that we can talk some smack with tonight. Chris Bouchard not in the session. It looks like he's taking the night off. Gotta love these cars at night under the lights. It's a gorgeous thing. As drivers meeting getting ready to start here in roughly 30 seconds, we're gonna turn things over to league owner Alex Green. A few throwback paint schemes tonight. A few new ones as we're going to turn things over now to Alex Green.
Five sitting. Alright guys, thanks everybody for being here tonight as usual. Strength of field this race is 1607, 29 cars set to take the green here. Big change from this race from last week is we did up the fuel a little bit here. As opposed to 50%, we are running 55. The most laps that anybody's gotten so far is 27, and that you won't make it back around after 27, so let's keep that in mind here as we go. I've noticed a lot this track is just ever changing, so we're all going to be searching, trying different lines. As always, I ask that you guys be patient. Let's give each other a good amount of room. That's really all I got. Monday, we start the Daytona Duels and start the Truck League Season 2. If you have registered for that, as in you did the duels and you have a guaranteed spot, please take a look and make sure under hosted that you have a tournament invite, a set tournament session. If you don't and you were in the duels, I need to know immediately so I can continue to set the field. Again, also, if you know for a fact you weren't going to make the duels, please do the courteous thing and let me know so I can give your spot to somebody who can be there. Tonight we're set to go 134 laps. Let me pull the stages. 59 KM. No, that's not bad. I'm dead. Stages tonight will be lap 50 and lap 100. I'm sorry, correction, I was looking at the wrong race. Lap 40 and lap 80 are your stages. That's really all I have. Be smart, be patient, everybody have a good race. Let's have some fun out there tonight.
All right, so that's going to do it for the drivers' meeting. Parker Alexander currently sitting quick time. Ronnie Osmer currently sitting second quick. Nick and Delicato, and Isaiah Dupree and Tristan Walker rounding out your top 5. We do ask that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats as our favorite veteran brings us the national anthem. All right, thank you, Terry Adams, for that. As the qualifying getting ready to end. Parker Alexander, Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, Nick and Delicato, Tristan Walker, your top 5. Alan Alphonse, Zach White, Kevin Prasowicz, Brady Briggs, and Mac Burkhart rounding out your top 10. So, handful of rookies in the field tonight as that's your pole sitter, Parker Alexander, taking a wild ride coming off of turn number 2. Ronnie Osmer scraping the wall. And that is going to do it tonight. You are, of course, watching the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear. For all your sim racing peripherals at a price the average working person can afford, XS Sim Gear is where you want to go. You can find them on their Facebook page, XS, the letters X and the letter S, Sim Gear. Cars starting to grid up. Starting up on the pole. Pennsylvania Posse member Parker Alexander. He's joined with the Carolina kid, Isaiah Dupree. Row number 2 is going to go to Mid-South's Ronnie Osmer and New York's Nick and Delicato. Row 3 is going to see Mid-South's Tristan Walker and Jersey native Alan Alphonse. Zach White out of the Great Plains and Kevin Paskowich out of Club, Ohio make up row number 4. The Midwest Brady Briggs and Club West Racing's Matt Burkhart make up row number 5. Row 6 is going to go to Jersey native Mike Whitaker and Indiana boy Travis Elliott. Virginia's own Chris Pope and Pennsylvania Posse member Bradley Ray going to make up row number 7. Row 8 is going to see the kid from New Zealand, Bradley Allison, and Mr. Mark Vega out of Florida. Row number 9 is going to go to the California kid, Byron Rodney, and the Texas Longhorn, Lonnie Barrington. Canadian Jordan Berry and Virginia's own Alex Green make up row number 10. Row 11 is going to see Pennsylvania posse member Bob Lacavara and the Mid-South's Chris James. New Jersey native Johnny Antonucci and New Englander Peter Fox make up row number 12. Row 13 is going to go to Virginia. It's an all-Virginia row 13 with Robert Payne and Mr. Forrest Sparks. Tyrone Harris out of Virginia and Dylan Phillips out of New Jersey make up row 14. And starting shotgun on the field, John Mullins out of Indiana. .134 laps, the scheduled distance in this one tonight. As we've got some of the usual suspects and some new faces up in the front.
Green flag, green flag.
And green flag comes out. And we are live from Kansas. Parker Alexander getting a great jump. Ronnie Osmer and Ronnie Osmer banging the wall coming off of 2. That's going to let Isaiah Dupree get to his inside and get the run into turn 3. Dupree up into second. Osmer with some damage on that right side, completely pancaking the right side of that number 55. And so far, everybody has survived lap 1. Pasky and Burkhart both electing to pit start. Nick and Delicato right now all over the back bumper of Ronnie Osmer. As Delicato gets into the marbles going into 3, has to drop back a little bit. That's Alan Alphonse in the Black Horse Carriers, number 15, right on his back bumper. Field's starting to get pretty strung out right now, as we are currently working the lap number 3. Tristan Walker, we saw, and there's the first one. Pasky getting it all wrong coming through the tri-oval. Let's take a look at what happened there. Here he is coming through, coming down the back straightaway, the American Ethanol back straightaway here at Kansas. Hauls it off into turn number 3. Looks like he's got a pretty decent line going in the PH away. Tags the wall, gets into the marbles coming off of 4, and slide for life. Good grief. And rips the back end of the car off. And here come the leaders. And Pasky doing the right thing, just trying to get out of the way. Oh, that was a pucker moment for sure. Let's go back and take a look and see what Parker Alexander saw. Here he is working through the 3-4 complex. Pasky has already tagged the wall at this point. There he is sitting in the middle of the track. Sees smoke. Goes through the grass and does an excellent job of saving it. That was definitely a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment. So as we are back live, Ronnie Osmer staying out, Alan Alphonse staying out, Byron Rodney staying out, Dylan Phillips and Robert Payne staying out, Isaiah Dupree winning the battle off pit road. And it looks like Forrest Sparks has taken it behind the wall. Would like to welcome everybody into the chat. Of course, you are watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. If you like the action that you're seeing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you want to get in on the action, go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name. We'll get it passed along to the league admins and see if we can't get you added into some future action. And to answer the question that was asked in the YouTube chat, I've been trying to make it a point to not interview drivers who are still in contention during the event, only because we've jokingly started to refer to it as the announcer's curse. Any driver we bring into the booth seems to, how should I put this? Basically, we're handing them a sledgehammer and saying, okay, see that wall of mirrors? Go have fun. As the lights go out on the pace car, Osmer taking the outside line. Rocking brand new PH Aware colors on the 55 tonight. So Osmer, Alphonse, Payne, Rodney, Alexander, Dupree, Briggs, Elliott, Green, Walker, your top 10. Pace car is in. Osmer has control of the field. Holds him down just a tick before pulling the trigger. Robert Payne getting a great jump on that outside line, as he is side by side with Alan Alphonse going into turn number 1. Here comes Byron Rodney on the inside. Alphonse bombs it in, makes it stick. There is Parker Alexander. These guys are really starting to mix it up a little bit back towards the mid portion of the top 10, as the teammates Payne and Rodney slugging it out for third. Payne bombs it into 1, makes it stick. Here comes Parker Alexander and Isaiah Dupree. Both of them on a move right now. Meanwhile, Osmer is just flat checked out. And rounding out your top 10, Alex Green up into 8th. Travis Elliott sitting 9th. And here comes the 17 of Tristan Walker on the inside. Gonna throw a blanket over these guys, as they are 3 wide for 10th. That's Alphonse and Parker Alexander up into 2nd. That's Alphonse and Dupree slugging it out for 3rd. Dupree with the advantage on the high side, able to keep it wound up. Alphonse reeling in Ronnie Osmer. I'm sorry, that's Alexander reeling in Ronnie Osmer. Osmer taking the short way around, and Alexander keeping it wound up on the high side, able to dispatch of Ronnie Osmer relatively quickly. Now, Osmer does have some damage on the right side of that 55,
Yellow.
as the yellow is out, and wow. That's a lot of messed up race cars. Let's watch, see what's going on here. There's Bob Lacavara in the 5. Looks like he's getting ready to just drive into it. Yeah, it happened in front of him. Let's see, who's another one involved? The 2. Where is the 2? Zach White. Keep your eye on the 2. Let's see what's going on here. Oh my. A couple guys having nowhere to go. That's Mark Vega in the GoDaddy 78. Nowhere to go. Bob Lacavara, nowhere to go. Yeah, so keep your eye on the Go Solar number 23. He gets a run on the high side. There's the 17 of Walker. Just turns him. Mean ya. That is a lot of messed up race cars. It looks like everybody going pit side this time. And that was Nick and Delicato getting it all wrong. Let's take a look and see what the chopper picked up on that one. Here they are going into 1. That's Indelicato in the 23. Keep your eye on the 17. Indelicato just gets a wicked run off of 2. And tries to shoot the gap. Unfortunately, caught the 17 and all hell broke loose behind him. A lot of cars having nowhere to go. How to turn a Cup car into a pavement modified in one simple step. And I dare say there's a lot of drivers who have just burned their fast repair. So there's Paskowicz looking to get the wave around that's putting him back on the lead lap. Forrest Sparks having connection problems early. That's going to give him one of his 3 laps back. Lights go out on the pace car. Wave arounds get sent through. Parker Alexander winning the battle off pit road. Ronnie Osmer sitting outside row number 1. Isaiah Dupree, Alan Alphonse, Brady Briggs, Nick Indelicato, Byron Rodney, Chris Pope, Alex Green, and Bradley Ray rounding out your top 10 as we are working lap 16 of 134. So one fast repair, and it looks like a lot of cars just burned it. So this could get interesting as we are closing in on halfway to stage 1. Pace car is in. Alexander pulling the trigger early.
Green, green, green.
Osmer getting a decent jump. Isaiah Dupree right on his back bumper as they work their way into turn number 1. Brady Briggs going with him. Alan Alphonse all over his back bumper in 5th. So the front of the field getting it figured out how to get relative safe pretty early. As teammates Byron Rodney and Alex Green go side by side through the tri-oval. That is your battle for 8th right now.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Well, that ended poorly. And there's some more torn up race cars. Well then. And of course, don't forget, folks, this is Fan Choice Night. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, Deb, you're either wife or mother of Mr. Brady Briggs. And considering that I have spoken with Brady before, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, hi, Mom. Hopefully I'm right. Guessing, maybe. But, yeah, this is Fans' Choice Night. And you can do one of two things. You can either play along with the drinking game here at Kansas, where every time a caution comes out, you take a shot. And if you don't want to wake up in bed with your liver sitting next to you, gaining you a cup of coffee in the morning going, bro, I don't know what I did last night, but I swear to God, I'll never do it again. Those of you who played last night's drinking game at Dover, you understand what I'm getting at. Feel free to join Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett at Dover tonight with the Major League Esports K&N Series as they take on the Monster Mile. As we are in the Midwest D-shaped Demon. Okay, I did guess right. Hi, Mom. So, yeah, we are at the D-shaped Demon in Kansas. And, Mom, feel free to play the drinking game. If you're keeping score, we're on shot number 3. And with any luck, we won't have a repeat of last night's event. Because I did get enough caffeine in me today to try to avoid having that happen again. As Mark Vega making his way back out on track right now. So, lights go out on the pace car as we're getting ready to tear it up one more time here. Parker Alexander, Ronnie Osmer, Brady Briggs, Alan Alphonse, Nick Indelicato, Chris Pope, Tristan Walker, Bob Lacavara, Robert Payne, and Brad Ray rounding out your top 10 as we are working lap 22 of 134. And again, you are watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series powered by Excess Sim Gear. For all your sim racing peripherals at a price the average person can afford, you can find them on their Facebook page. That's the letter X, the letter S, Sim Gear. Pace car is in.
Green flag, green flag.
And Osmer dropping down directly in front of Brady Briggs. Briggs trying to keep it wound up, fighting for his life right now. He's got Alan Alphonse all over his back bumper. And here comes Nick Indelicato having a fight with Chris Pope. Now, we saw the rookies slugging it out last night. These guys were just throwing hand grenades at each other all night long. Front of the field getting strung out again. And how about Bob Lacavara after catching a race car to the face? Already back up into 8th. So hell of a run for the crafty old veteran. There's Dylan Phillips in the 22. Currently fighting with Isaiah Dupree, and that's Brad Allison working his way to the inside of Lonnie Barrington. Allison with the preferred line, and Barrington gets turned. How did everybody not kill anyone else? Let's go back and take a look at that one real quick. There's Barrington in the Reese's 26 and just gets run over from behind by Isaiah Dupree. Dupree holds it up into the wall to avoid coming back down into traffic. So good job of driving, heads up by everyone involved. And Alex Green has got to be running a little bit warm right now with as much nose damage as he has on that Buffalo Wild Wings PH Aware number 30. Tristan Walker getting by Ronnie Osmer. Osmer having a lot of damage on that right side. Not sure if he's burned the fast repair yet. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably not, because I know Ronnie. I know that he's going to pit farm that car as much as he can and save that fast repair towards the end of the race. Which would explain why Mama Briggs is being proud right now, as Brady currently sitting in a strong second place. Chris Pope and Nick Indelicato still slugging it out for third. Don't count out Alphonse in the 15. He's within striking distance and far enough back, just far enough back, that should things happen in front of him, he has time to take evasive action. As we're getting to the point where some of these guys have just worn most of the goodie off their tires. As a matter of fact, your top 7 did not pit. as we are 11 to go in this stage. As that is Dylan Phillips, Matt Burkhart, and Robert Payne slugging it out right now. Make sure we're live. Yes, we are. That's Isaiah Dupree getting by. Kevin Paskowitz sitting in 12th. Bradley Ray in 11th. Matt Burkhart holding down 10th currently. Osmer in 6th. There's Tristan Walker. Brad Allison. That's all of your top 10 right now. Meanwhile, towards the back of the pack, that's Johnny Antonucci in 19th. Mark Vega, who's currently 1 lap down. Battling with Byron Rodney. Sorry, Vega's 2 laps down. Rodney and Travis Elliott in the 51. Trying to figure out who's going to get a lucky dog position when the stage ends in 8 laps. That's Elliott in the Mobile 51 and Rodney in the PH Aware number 75. As Burkhart stalking Bob Lacavara right now. Bob in 9th, and Matt with a very damaged number 44, sitting in 10th. Alex Green about to get freight trained. As John Mullins and Lonnie Barrington both getting by without much trouble. As Johnny Antonucci goes side by side. Here comes Vega in the GoDaddy car as well. A lot of very different lines going on right now. As side by side, that is the 03 of Allison and Walker in the Sunny D car, working their way through the tri-oval. Plenty of room being given right now as up at the front of the field, Parker Alexander has flat checked out. You know, and that's not to say that the rest of the field's not running their tails off. Because, you know, Brady Briggs, his last 2 laps would have put him in the top 5 in qualifying. It's just Parker Alexander is running like a person possessed right now, as we are 5 to go in the stage. As Isaiah Dupree working the high side against, that's Bob Lacavara. And here comes Paskowitz in the 07. I'm sorry, the 7. As Burkhart tags the wall going through 1 and 2. Lots of sparks coming off that Exalted car. Gets a little bit swirly. Lets Isaiah Dupree close right in on his back bumper. Dupree keeping it wound up on that second line. Rim riding, and Burkhart knows he's coming. And Dupree into the top 10. As Paskowitz and Lacavara get together coming through 2. Paskowitz checks up. Here comes Phillips. 2 laps to go in the stage. And La Cavara eats the grass, gets it sideways, and somehow collects it. Way to go, Bob. That was a hell of a drive. Gonna lose a ton of spots, but holy cow, what a save. As the yellow flag should be coming out this time. Only one retirement to speak of so far, and that's Ty Harris in the 1. So 28 cars still running. And there's your stage.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Parker Alexander, Brady Briggs, Nick Indelicato, Chris Pope, Alan Alphonse, Ronnie Osmer, Bradley Allison, Tristan Walker, Isaiah Dupree, and Matt Burkhart rounding out your top 10. So picking up where we left off last night at Dover, Brady Briggs showing the way here and showing them how it's done. So if you're playing along with the at-home drinking game, this is an optional. Stage ends are optional shots. So if you are in a mood to take your shot this time, this is caution number 4. So again, you are watching a presentation of Beaufort Broadcasting. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. I'm joined with me by my partners in crime, Mr. Coca-Cola Classic and Pall Mall Menthol 100. And, ooh, that was a close one. Parker Alexander just barely getting out in front of Brady Briggs that time. And the entire field going down pit road. Zach White getting the lucky dog. That's going to put him back on the lead lap. Leaving us 24 cars on the lead lap. Your current top 10 is, they sit right now, Parker Alexander, Brady Briggs, Nick Indelicato, Chris Pope, Tristan Walker, Brad Allison, Alan Alphonse, Mac Burkhart, Kevin Paskwich, and Dylan Phillips into the top 10. So good to see Dylan having a decent run finally in the 22. And it looks like Burkhart may have gotten some damage fixed. I could be wrong. No, that car has definitely seen better days. About 2.5 feet shorter than it should be. Got to wonder how much more damage he can take before all the bells and whistles start going off in the cockpit of that Exalta number 44. Now, I would like to remind everybody that next week being Mother's Day, you know, don't forget to let your mom know that you love her. Don't forget to let her know that you know, you're thankful for her at least caring about you for the first 9 months of your life. And would like to point out that we will be taking Memorial Day weekend off. So if you're looking for some action, I suggest you check out your local short track, because that's what I'm going to be doing, as Oswego Speedway presents the Jim Champagne Memorial Twin 50s. You're going to see my fat crippled ass at Oswego, New York, taking in the super modified action. And I can't wait. It'll be the first time I've seen the supers run in a couple years. So Parker Alexander going to have control of the field as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. Pace car is in. Alexander has control of the field. Wastes no time rolling into it. And Brady Briggs getting a great jump on the high side, able to keep it wound up as they haul off into turn number 1. And Delicato's got to sneak in behind him. And Briggs right there within striking distance of Parker Alexander. We're going to take the low side, try to get the short way around. Stay out of the arrow push. Right in the draft, though, coming through the tri-oval. And Briggs and Alexander are starting to check out from Delicato right now. These two are definitely the class of the field right now. Hell of a move going right now, too, for Briggs. Started 9th, currently sitting in 2nd, and just stalking Alexander. Delicato hanging tough right now in 3rd, as Tristan Walker goes side by side with Brad Allison, and that is Alan Alphonse directly in front of him. And Walker flirting with disaster coming through the tri-oval. Another coat of paint on that wall, and that Sunny D car would have been in trouble. And Burkhart eats the wall again. That's going to let Phillips close right in on him coming off at 2. Burkhart playing defense right now as Phillips is going to keep it wound up on the high side. Both cars with damage. Burkhart with a pancake right side. And you got to think that the cars behind him got to be feeling that giant hole those two cars are punching through the air right now, as the front ends are looking like an old cab over Pete. Alan Alphonse right on the back bumper of Chris Pope right now. Just looking to try to make a move. And I got to say, this season's rookie class is really starting to impress me. And just as I say it, Alphonse tags the wall, gets a run off the low side of 2, though. and makes the pass stick as he gets a little bit of a draft off the 59 of Johnny Antonucci, who has just gone a lap down. As the 17 of Walker scrapes the wall coming off the 2. This battle for 4th really starting to heat up as your top 3 have just flat checked out. Burkhart dealing with Ronnie Osmer right now. Looks like Osmer may have gotten the damage fixed on that car. Or not. Or if he did, he's already re-scraped up the right side of that number 55. And don't count out Isaiah Dupree in the drive to end brain cancer, number 93. Allison with a power move down to the inside. That's going to shuffle Walker back to 7th. Walker's got to contend with Paskowicz now. Meanwhile, back up in front, Parker Alexander not really pulling away. Brady Briggs keeping him honest. So big props for Briggs in the 18. As he scrapes the wall coming through the 3-4 complex. That's going to let Indelicato close right in on him. Briggs trying to keep it wound up. Trying to get the momentum back. Here we go into turn number 1. And Delicato right up near the wall, flirting with disaster in that DC Solar number 23. And it's Osmer and Phillips slugging it out right now. That's Osmer in the 55 on the high side, right behind his teammate Kevin Paskowicz in the 7th. And here comes Phillips again on the inside. Osmer with no hole has to check up or else he's going to run his teammate over. Paskowicz, you got to think, might be taking it a little bit easy right now, considering he's already burned his fast repair. Comes Osmer to the inside. That's going to put Paskowicz back to 10th. Paskowicz not even going to try to defend with Isaiah Dupree to his inside right now. Yeah, it looks like Tristan Walker may have done more damage to the 17 Sunny Delight Ford Fusion. And Parker Alexander, the first one to blink, and Brady Briggs to the point. And you can hear his mom cheering all the way from here. And I'm halfway across the country, folks. So Brady Briggs showing the way as we are working lap 61 of 134. You got to wonder how much further Briggs is going to keep it out there. Now, we heard Alex Green say in the pre-race that you can go 27 laps, and Briggs bringing it pit side this time. Gets it woed down, just barely getting it down to that 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. And Indelicato taking over the lead. Indelicato 2.5 seconds to the good right now. So Briggs in, Payne in, Rodney in. As Indelicato stays out. Burkhart in. There goes Parker Alexander. No, here comes Parker Alexander. Briggs is out. There's Alexander behind him. Bombs it to the inside. Briggs has got to be a little bit careful. He's on older tires. As Indelicato is in. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Alphonse in the Black Horse Trucking number 15. Alphonse stays out. That's lap 22. You got to think he's got to be thinking pit side soon, as there goes the 3 and the 75 both getting a lap back. Alan Alphonse praying for a caution right now. Tristan Walker pit side. Little squirrely coming off a 4. Alphonse stays out. Paskowitz stays out. Osmer goes pit side. Dupree goes pit side. You got to think in the next 2 laps or so. And there goes Briggs flashing by. Briggs back on the lead lap. Did it the hard way. Here comes Alexander, back on the lead lap, did it the hard way. Paskowitz is in. And you got to think Alphonse has got to go pit side this time.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh! And there's the reason no patience for Chris Pope as he tried to go 3 wide. Forrest Sparks, unfortunately, the meat in the sandwich. Let's watch that one again. Here comes the 03 of Brad Allison. Allison pushed up. Forrest Sparks had to check up. And Chris Pope turns a cup car into a pavement modified. Good grief. So wholesale changes this time as Brady Briggs, your new leader. Alphonse is going to come out in third. And everybody else is going to be waiting for a wave around. They caught a ton of cars a lap down. The top 8 are going to line up 2 by 2. Everyone from Kevin Paskowicz back. Now there's Paskowicz there. And we're going to zoom out and give you an idea of just what we're looking at here. As we're going to go to the Bad Year Blimp. So there's Paskowicz. There's the line of cars. There's the pace car. And there's Brady Briggs. You can see the green numbers in the black car just going under the STP sign. So everybody in front of him looking to get a wave around. That's a ton of cars, folks. And you couldn't ask for much more from a driver from a crew chief standpoint. Briggs nailed his marks on that green flag stop. 41.4 cone to cone. Install 15.1. That was one of the 2 best green flag stops. The only one that was better install was Tristan Walker, who did a 14.3 only because he pit sooner. As the lights go out on the pace car. So this is going to be an interesting lineup. Briggs going to have control of the field as we are only 8 short laps to the stage end.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Waiting for the rest of the field to catch the tail end of the pack so nobody tries to cold trickle the field, if you will. So Brady Briggs, Parker Alexander, Alan Alphonse, Dylan Phillips, Zach White, Alex Green, Bob Lacavar, Nick Indelicato, Kevin Paskowicz, and Brad Allison, your top 10. As you notice the top few are 2 by 2 and everybody behind him is in a single file line. Yeah, that's how many cars got caught a lap down under that one. You are, of course, watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series powered by XS Sim Gear. Brady Briggs choosing the outside line on this restart. As the field is starting to work its way down the American Ethanol back straightaway here at the D-shaped Demon in Kansas. Briggs with control of the field as soon as the pace car is in. Pace car is in. And Briggs pulls the trigger.
Green, green, green.
And we are almost 3 wide by the time we get to the front, the tri-oval. Alan Alphonse all over the back bumper of Parker Alexander right now. With a runoff of 2. Alphonse with a nose out front, trying to get the Black Horse Carriers number 15 into second. Has the clear in the middle of the 3-4 complex. Now sets sail to try to reel in Brady Briggs, who is checked out. Ten-lap pressure tires for Alphonse. Meanwhile, Briggs showing the way, and we are back under caution. And Ronnie Osmer turning a Cup car into a pavement modified. Let's see what happened there. And that is the stage. Just gets it all wrong coming down the back straightaway. Brady Briggs getting max points for that stage. Alan Alphonse second, Parker Alexander third, Dylan Phillips fourth, and Nick Indelicato fifth. And this could spell trouble for the driver of the 55. Not 100% certain he hasn't already used his fast repair. So, one proud mama right now, Deb Briggs, watching her boy take the stage win as we are back under caution. Bob Lacavara staying out. Going to try to get that all-important bonus point for the points standings. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I mean when I say that, if you lead a lap at any time during the race, you get 1 bonus point. If you lead the most laps during the race, you get another bonus point. And if you win the race, you get those points. And everything adds up towards the season standings. And with the point standing as tight as it can get, we've seen it won by tiebreakers. And I could get into that if you really want me to, folks, but it can get a little complicated. First of all, it goes to who has the most wins. Okay, if you're tied there, then it goes to who has the most top 5s. If it's tied there, who has the most top 10s. And if it's still tied there, they Rochambeau for who gets the trophy. And for those of you who don't know what Rochambeau is, that's where the drivers stand with their feet just slightly wider than shoulder width apart, directly facing each other, and they take turns kicking each other in the... Never mind, it's PG-13 stream, sorry. That was a close one. The sad part is I haven't been drinking, I swear. And actually, Forrest, yes, we did see that you got together with the 3, and that's why you had to check up, which is why you got run over from behind. So, yes, Forrest, that was not your fault. So. Bob Lacavara showing the way right now. Everybody else going back down pit road. Brady Briggs beating Parker Alexander off pit road. So he is still going to be starting up on the front row. Let's see what type of restart he can get with Bob Lacavara having control of the field. I believe we're going to be seeing one to go this time as the lights go out on the pace car. Lacavara taking the inside line. And if you're just joining us, you are watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series powered by Access Sim Gear. For all your in-sim peripherals at a price the average working person can afford, Access Sim Gear. You can find them on their Facebook page, the letter X, the letter S, Sim Gear. Tonight's overlay being brought to you by PZ Overlays. Paul Zoda providing some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. If you want one for yourself, you can find Paul Zoda on his Facebook page, Paul Zoda, owner of PZ Overlays. Lacavara going to have control of the field as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Lacavara, Briggs, Alexander, and Delicato. Alphonse, Green, Paskowitz, Ray, Dupree, and Allison. Pace car is in, and Lacavara holds him down a little bit, finally pulls the trigger,
Green.
and stacks the field up behind him. And Parker Alexander with a run on the inside. Lacavara holding up Briggs. Briggs almost gets into Delicato. Oh, when it rains, it pours. That could have ended poorly for the 18. As Briggs and Delicato slugging it out for third right now. Parker Alexander is almost a full second up the road already. The question is, do they try to make it 3 wide down the backstretch? Briggs with a little bit of a run. Lacavara slides up in front of him. He's got to check up. Here comes Alphonse in the 15. And Delicato working the high side right now. Briggs gets in front of him. Going to have a run coming off of 2. Keeping it wound up on the high side. Shoots to the inside of Lacavara going down the back straightaway. Gets to the inside going through 3. And Delicato trying to make it 3 wide as they go through the tri-oval. No quarter asked for, no quarter given. That was pure power move. Ooh!
Yellow.
Hang on to her, kid. Is everybody taking evasive action right now? Let's back that one up and see what just happened. That's Briggs in the 18. That's Alphonse in the 15. They get together. Briggs has to check up and gets tagged in the back bumper by Lacavara. And everybody else doing an amazing job to not kill anyone. Dylan Phillips, no, who was that? Is that Ronnie Hosmer? How did those guys not eat the wall? So Hosmer having to burn his fast repair already. Catches a piece of Lacavara. And they both do an amazing job to keep it off the wall. Wow. Good grief. And Tristan Walker staying out in the 17. Byron Rodney staying out in the 75. Alexander in his spot, in his pit box. Dupree in. Delicato in. Alphonse in. Here's the battle off. Osmer getting some repairs done. Byron Rodney staying out. Gonna lead a lap as Tristan Walker peels at pit side. And you got to figure, if you're Johnny Antonucci right now, you got to be cursing Byron Rodney, because that's the only thing that's stopping you from getting a wave around. Travis Elliott was getting the lucky dog, so that puts 19 cars left on the lead lap. Currently working lap 86 of 134. And if you're playing the drinking game, we're on caution number 7. So Antonucci taking it pit side. And you got to think Byron Rodney's got to be a sitting duck right now, as he's 10 laps into his stint. He's got a good partial heat cycle anyways on the tires of that number 75. Going to basically be a sitting duck. As he is going to need the restart of his career right now. As it's Byron Rodney with the lead, Parker Alexander in second, Nick Indelicato, Alan Alphonse, Isaiah Dupree, Brady Briggs, Kevin Paskowitz, Chris Pope, Zach White, and Robert Payne slugging his way to get back into the top 10. The field working its way through the 3-4 complex. This is, of course, a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. Pace car is in. And Rodney rolls into it. May have been a mistake there. He didn't get into it as hard as he probably could have or should have. Parker Alexander with a run on the inside. And here comes Indelicato in the 23. Here comes Alphonse in the 15. And there goes Indelicato and Alphonse.
Yellow flag is out.
Wow, that went horribly wrong, horribly quickly. So you saw Alexander tag the wall. Everybody checking up behind him. So there's Alexander tagging the wall. And Isaiah Dupree just flashes by, as does Brady Briggs, and there's the caution. So we are back live. Isaiah Dupree, one of the winningest drivers in Indy Speedway League history, driving the Drive to End Brain Cancer number 93. Parker Alexander having to burn his fast repair, and Delicato having to burn his fast repair, and Alphonse having to burn his fast repair. And there goes Chris James in the 82 getting a lap back. So that's going to put 19 cars still left on the lead lap. And again, if you're playing the drinking game, time for your 8th shot. And those of you who didn't die of alcohol poisoning during last night's drinking game, you win. And to answer your question, Papa Smurf Hero, no, I did not. I'm just way more caffeinated today than I was last night. So again, you are watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series powered by XS Sim Gear. XS Sim Gear, a new startup company that's going to be providing sim peripherals to the masses at prices the working person can afford. It's one of the few things that holds a lot of new sim racers back. And building a good rig is the fact that when you get into some of the higher end, especially on the road course side of things, where you can adjust this and adjust that, and a lot of the open wheel cars, you run out of buttons very quickly on your wheel. If you're even, Logitech, Thrustmaster, doesn't matter whose wheel you're running, you run out of buttons very quickly. And they are going to be providing sim peripherals, button boxes, and extra button pieces that you can add to your wheels, as well as gauges that will bolt to your wheel at a reasonable price. You can find XS Sim Gear on their Facebook page, the letter X, the letter S, Sim Gear on Facebook. As Dupree going to have control of the field as they work their way down the American Ethanol back straightaway here at the D-shaped Demon in the Midwest. Dupree, Briggs, Paskowich, Pope, and White, your top 5. Pace car is in, and Dupree pulls the trigger. Briggs goes with him, and we are back live at Kansas. As Briggs all over the back bumper of Dupree. Now, we heard Dupree last night. Those of you who weren't dying of alcohol poisoning, Dupree did say he hates mile and a halves. Well, for someone that hates tracks, he must have a love-hate relationship with this one. As that is Chris Pope having to deal with Ronnie Osmer. And Osmer has finally burned his fast repair. Here comes Briggs to the inside. Gets a run through the tri-oval. Gonna use the draft down the back straightaway. And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Dragon Walks General Tso's Chicken. Isaiah Dupree continuing to show the way. Here comes Osmer to the inside of Pope. Thinks better of it. Gets the draft down the back straightaway. And then Delicato going side by side with Dylan Phillips. That's your battle for 7th right now. And here comes Parker Alexander as well. As Brady Briggs to the inside of Dupree. Bombs it into turn number 3. Not going to make it stick. Dupree able to keep it wound up on the high side. You got to think that Briggs may have just been testing the waters for something later on. I would like to point out that we have not seen the... And Dupree's into the wall. I was just about to say we have not seen the money stop as Isaiah Dupree almost loses it completely. Able to get the momentum back up. Briggs going to have another shot at him as they come through the tri-oval. And Dupree flirting with disaster on that high lane. Briggs able to keep it wound up. Going to stay with him. And I think that may have woken Dupree up. Meanwhile, your battle for 3rd heating up as Paskwich having to deal with Chris Pope right now as Paskwich eats the wall in turn 2. Pope checks up. He's got to deal with Osmer now to the inside. Chris Pope in a phenomenal motorsports sandwich. Osmer backing off. He can sense something's brewing. There it is. As Pope hip checks Paskowicz. Completely knocks the toe out of the number 7. How Paskowicz didn't wreck that car, I have no idea. A lot of damage on that number 7 right now. As here comes Parker Alexander. Finally burned his fast repair, and I dare say he's about as pissed off as a drunken meth head on a Saturday night without any alcohol left. To the high side on Paskwich. Paskwich going to pinch him up. Keeps his foot in it. And Alexander gets the spot. Back into the top 5. Still has a long way to go if he wants to reel in Oscar, though. And Dupree eats the wall again off of 2. And here comes Briggs. You can't help but think Dupree's gotta be knocking the toe out of that car every time he tags the wall. How he's able to keep going as quickly as he is. And we are 30 to go, closing in on the money stop. Dupree, Briggs, Pope, Osmer, Alexander, your top 5.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And there it is. Who was it? Chris James pointing the wrong way on a one-way street. That's Alex Green in front of him. And just gets run over by the 03 of Brad Allison. And doesn't hit any. Doesn't really hit anything. Well then. Conundrum, conundrum, conundrum. We are 2 laps outside of the you can make it from here window. Who gambles? Who tries to make it? Looks like everybody. I dare say everybody going pit side. As Isaiah Dupree slides through his pit box. Oh, my Lanta. And Briggs wins the battle off pit road. Dupree slid through his pit box, and it cost him. So 28 laps to go. You got to think these guys are going to be just 100% focused on fuel conservation mode from here on out. You got to think it's going to be, I'm going to try to cut the engine as much as I can under this caution. So John Mullen getting the lucky no, Kevin Paskowich being shown. No, John Mullen. I had it right the first time. John Mullen getting the lucky dog. Paskowich being shown the last car on the lead lap. And you got to wonder if anybody towards the back is going to take it down pit road and just top off as we go 1 to go. Kind of an insurance policy, if you will, being as we're going to have 26 to go when we go back to green. Let's see if anybody going to try to gamble it. No, everybody stays out. Color me impressed. As the lights are out on the pace car, Brady Briggs, Isaiah Dupree, Chris Pope, Nick Indelicato, Ronnie Osmer, Parker Alexander, Dylan Phillips, Zach White, Alan Alphonse, and Tristan Walker battling back to get into the top 10. So Brady Briggs started 9th, currently leading this piece, has led 9 laps so far. Isaiah Dupree has led 19, currently sitting second, started second. So the lights are out on the pace car. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road, and Briggs wastes no time dropping the hammer. As everybody scatters behind him, Osmer protecting that low side. And you gotta wonder if these guys can actually make it from here. Did they save enough under that caution? As 96 a Pope into the wall. Osmer up into 5th.
Yellow flag is out.
As the 82 pointing the wrong way on a one-way street again. Let's see what happened here. Okay. So keep your eye on the 03, folks. He bombs it in there. He just comes up the track and just clobbers Bob Acavara. So the 03 has hit everything except the pace car, the flag stand, and my ex-girlfriend. And trust me, that's the quickest way to piss me off, is raising your hands to a woman. So Brady Briggs going to have control of the field. The question is, can he save enough under this caution to go the rest of the way? We are 22 laps to go. As Johnny Antonucci finally back on the lead lap. That leaves us with 22 cars on the lead lap, 23 cars still running. Jordan Berry, Matt Burkhart, Travis Elliott, Lonnie Barrington, Forrest Sparks, and Ty Harris have all put it back on the trailer. So Again, folks, you are watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup League, powered by XS Sim Gear. For all your sim racing peripherals at a price the average working person can afford, XS Sim Gear. From button boxes to wheel additions, everything will be bolt on and ready to go. XS Sim Gear, you can find more information on their Facebook page. It's the letter X, the letter S, Sim Gear. As field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Again, you are watching BOFA Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you like the action that you're seeing on the track. Go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name. We'll see if we can't get you added into a future event here at the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series. These guys run every Saturday night. Pasky Sports also runs the Cardiac Truck Series on Monday nights. Season opener getting ready to kick off at Daytona this coming Monday. And we will actually be back here tomorrow night for the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League IR18 Series. Sam Cooper Bennett and I will be in the booth for that one. So you're going to definitely want to tune in for all the action that IR18s can bring here at Kansas. Lights are out on the pace car. Briggs going to have control of the field as the pace car gets ready to duck on in. Pace car is in, and Briggs stutter steps, pulls the trigger, and gets as far the heck away from everybody as he can, as Isaiah Dupree and Parker Alexander are side by side, hauling off into turn number 1. And that was Nick and Delicato eating the wall coming off of 2. Alexander trying to keep it wound up on the high side. Dupree going to have to slot in. Throws the block on Osmer. Now we know Dupree has a little bit of a damaged car. Osmer has burned his fast repair. We are 18 to go. Can they make it from here? That's the question. I figure another caution, we should be able to sort it out. Can Alexander double up on the weekend? As they are 3 wide for 14th. Holy Christmas. Somebody want to explain the physics to these guys that shouldn't work? Good grief. You'd think it was the last lap already. There's Parker Alexander all over the back bumper of Brady Briggs right now, thinking about where to make the move. Gets a little bit of arrow push going into 3. Gonna try to get the drive going through the tri-oval. Briggs able to keep it wound up on the high side. It's Alexander using the draft coming down the back straightaway. And he doesn't want to dawdle around too much. Isaiah Dupree all over the back bumper of Parker Alexander right now. And here comes Nick and Delicato. Alexander to the inside. Just bombs it. Has to lift. Here comes Briggs back to the inside. Down the American Ethanol back straightaway. Oh! Gets turned by Dupree. Dupree through the grass. That's going to bring out a caution. Maybe. There it is. How is that not a caution?
Yellow flag is out.
And they're still wrecking. So let's back that up. Here they are coming down the back straightaway. Briggs has the run, but backs off so he doesn't destroy Parker Alexander. Does the right thing and just gets run over from behind by Isaiah Dupree. Dupree slides back up the track, comes back up into traffic, gets clobbered once, twice, barrel rolls it, and there's our first, thank God this is a simulator moment of the night. Wow. I don't know what else to say other than wow.
User was moved to your channel.
Isaiah Dupree, Tony up in the booth, you got me, sir.
Yes, sir, I do.
So I think that was probably a good a visual representation of why you said what you said last night about not liking mile and a half.
Yep.
Wow. Talk us through what you saw from your point of view.
He came up. I didn't let off. I thought I was going to turn down more than I did, and I didn't. And that's the end of that, really. I mean, I don't really know why he moved up. I can't pull slide jobs in an asphalt car, but, you know, to each their own, right?
Well, for what it's worth, he kind of did get into the aero wash of the car in front of him.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Isaiah, that's a heartbreaker, my friend, because you had a strong car.
Yeah, it sucks that the night has to end like that. I didn't expect to run that well tonight, but it was a pleasant surprise to be running up with Parker. Parker's easily been the class of the field, so it was fun running up there.
Yeah, and here I was looking forward to talking smack to you, you know, in the post race about you saying what you said last night. And then this goes and happens. So
you can still talk crap to me now.
Oh no! Hey, somebody coming out of the infield care center like you are. Yeah, no, we're not gonna talk smack. But looking forward to next week's race. Actually, looking forward to coming back tomorrow night in the IR18s.
Yes.
So, gonna definitely be something to keep an eye on there. Best of luck to you tomorrow night in the Indy cars.
Yep. Thank you.
And where the hell am I putting you?
It doesn't matter. I'll leave the server here. Thank you.
All right.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well then, 10 laps to go. Bob Lacavara showing the way right now in a race car that looks like it has been through a war. Johnny Antonucci, who spent a good portion of the race a lap down, struggling and fighting and clawing and kicking and screaming to try to get his lap back, currently sitting in second place. So 2 Pinnacle Motorsports drivers sitting 1 and 2 in the field right now. Parker Alexander currently sits in 30, won the battle off pit road. Ronnie Osmer sitting in second. Tristan Walker gambling on 2 tires. Oh, let the games begin. So I'm thinking splash and dash for the 17. Dylan Phillips, as the lights go out on the pace car. Dylan Phillips sitting in 6th. And Brady Briggs, burning his fast repair, sits in 7th. You've got to wonder what's about to happen. How big are the fireworks we're about to see? Who's going to put them up on the dash and go, yep, I've got the biggest set here? And how many cars do we lose in the last wreck of the event? Lacavara and Antonucci, the oldest tires on the track right now. 19 laps. We got 9. We're working 9 to go. We're going to have 8 to go when the green comes out. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. Lacavara has control of the field, rolls into the throttle, and eats shit. Wow. That is a heartbreaker for Bob Lacavara. Checks the entire field up behind him. Johnny Antonucci struggling on the old tires. Dylan Phillips currently sitting in 2nd. Here comes Indelicato. Osmer's there. Pope is there. Briggs is there. You've got to figure somebody is there 4 wide. And there it is.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Can you tell I've been broadcasting too long when I know it's about to happen? And Brady Briggs puts it behind the wall. So here's... Why is it going there? I don't want it there. I want it here. They're 4 wide. The 96 just pile drives everybody. Briggs, nowhere to go, gets blasted twice. That's a heartbreaker. Minga. So those of you who are still conscious and playing the drinking game, it's time for shot number 12. You knew it was kind of bound to happen. You know, you're inside 10 to go. Some of these guys are, you know, driving pissed off already. You knew something had to give. And unfortunately, Chris Pope pushed up and got into a couple of cars, and that really kicked off the rest of that melee. So, and that car's about 4 feet shorter than it should be. You gotta just sit here and just shake your head and go, what just happened? Because we are 5 to go. At best, we are going to get a green-white checker. I'm not 100% certain that's actually going to take place. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we do get a green-white checker, though. There are a lot of torn-up race cars right now. Wow. As Brad Allison showing how to turn a Cup car into a pavement modified. The good news is he doesn't have to worry about overheating because there's no grill in the way. So. Well then. Parker Alexander showing the way right now. As the lights go out on the pace car, we are going to have a green-white checker, folks. Parker Alexander, Nick Indelicato, Chris Pope, Kevin Paskwich, Johnny Antonucci in 5th after battling from a lap down most of the race. Byron Rodney in 6th, Alex Green, Bradley Allison, Tristan Walker, and Robert Payne, another one who has been battling from the lap, being a lap down most of the race, rounding out your top 10. This is, of course, a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And also don't forget that immediately following the end of this broadcast, you can... I'm not sure if they're still live or not, but if they are still live, I plan on going over and watching the Major League Esports K&N series from Dover, where my usual partner in crime, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, is right now. Sam and I will both be back here in the booth for the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League IR 18 series tomorrow night. As Alexander and Indelicato slugging it out for the win. Alex Green all sorts of sideways right now. Byron Rodney sitting on the final spot of the podium, and somebody just got nerfed. And here comes Whitaker into the top 5. The wily veteran making it into the top 5. Been kind of quiet most of the night as we are on the white flag lap. Indelicato tags the wall. Not going to be able to get it done. Parker Alexander doubles up. You saw him do it last night at Dover. And he's going to hold on for the win here at Kansas. Indelicato for 2nd, and Byron Rodney hanging on to 3rd. Alex Green in 4th, and the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker, stayed out of trouble most of the night, coming home in 5th. Wow. What a finish. So, getting the interviews lined up here. First person we're going to reach out to is the your 3rd place finisher, rounding out your podium. Strong 3rd place, I might add. Byron Rodney able to hang on. Talk us through that last melee and how the hell you made it through there in one piece.
I can't wait to watch the replay to find out that answer myself.
Oh, so you did the close your eyes, grip the wheel as hard as you can, and pray. Okay.
Yeah, there's a good portion of the my seat that's going to have to probably be surgically removed, man. I was holding on tight with everything.
Well, I would like to point out that there's a reason why my last fire suit was brown.
I believe it. Totally, I believe it. That was a great run. I can't believe I actually brought that to a podium. This track has not been my friend in a Gen 6 car, and I found a little something there at the end, and the next thing I know, I got all my PH teammates right around me, and here we are.
Well then, congratulations on the podium. Byron, excuse me, because I don't know where we are next week. I do know we are going to see you in action, though, Monday night in the Pasky Sports Cardiac Truck Series as they kick off their Season 2 at Daytona.
Oh, I am so looking forward to that race. I got something for them. The super speedways I seem to do really, really good at.
Well, congratulations on surviving that melee tonight. Anybody else you want to thank?
Hey, I just want to send my shout out to you guys once again, man. I really enjoy watching the playbacks of the race when I get a chance. I get into it like I wasn't even in the race. And send a shout out to my wife for being so tolerant for me yelling and screaming it behind the steering wheel in the house. And to Alex and Kevin for, creating such a fun league to be in.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here, let's do this. Get a nice bottle of wine and a small bottle of spirits, your choice.
Nope, not going to happen. That's how the third kid came along.
No. And play the drinking game with your wife. Every time a caution comes out, take a shot. So you're sipping on the wine to enjoy the race, and then every time a caution comes out, do a shot.
Yeah, I might give that a shot. We'll give you that one back in a future report.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't wake up the following morning with your liver sitting next to you in bed, handing you a cup of coffee, and going, "Dude, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did wrong," you obviously weren't watching last night's race playing the drinking game. But congratulations on the podium tonight, bud. We'll let you get back down and talk to the rest of your team.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved
joining
to your
us
channel.
now, second place finisher, Nick and Delicato. Nick, I hope I'm saying your last name right, by the way.
Yes, and actually, I was watching, and I'm surprised somebody got it right. So thank you.
Well,
thank you.
My last name's Trapasso, so I kind of get it.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, so first question. I know those of us from Team New York are wondering, where in the state are you from?
Near Syracuse, so,
You and I need to talk after this broadcast.
Straight in the middle.
You and I need to talk after this broadcast. Anyways, talk us through how the hell you made it through that final melee, because I know all hell broke loose around you.
Yeah, I don't know. I worked my way back up through the field a couple of times. I went to the back because I just wanted to see how much speed I actually had. But that last restart, I saw a car spinning, and I don't know, I think it was like 4 or 5 to go, and I didn't brake. I mean, I didn't even lift off. I just went for it and somehow got through it, and then I remember the 96 caused, I don't know if he caused it or threw it in there, and then the 3 cars behind me wrecked, and I think that was the second to last restart. But it was fun, I can tell you that. I felt like I had a top 2 or 3 car the whole night, and it was definitely one of the better races.
Well, Nick, I noticed that tonight you were hanging out in the Phenomenal Motorsports chat. Anything that we should probably be made aware of from a team standpoint there?
Team-wise, I'm kind of on my own right now. I'm good friends with Ronnie Osmer, and just talk to those guys for a little bit. We'll see. It's only this is my first start in the Cup Series, so not too bad to come away with a second-place finish. But whatever develops, it'll be interesting.
Well, will you be joining us Monday night as the Pasky Sports Cardiac Truck Series kicks off Season 2 at Daytona?
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
If not, then I'll probably be there the week after.
All right, fair enough. What are your feelings on IndyCars as the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League comes back here tomorrow night. Sam Cooper Bennett and I will be in the booth for the IR18 race.
I do like new IR18s. They are very nice. I do like Indy cars. I'm not as fast as I am in the Cup cars or any sort of B-class, A-class car, but they are pretty fun. Maybe I will have to get in there.
All right. Well, we'll have to talk to Fearless Leader about getting you added to that one. Anybody else you want to thank tonight for, before we let you go?
Thank my computer for holding up. Let's put it that way.
I know that feeling, my friend. I know that feeling. All right.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Hope to see you again in the future, Nick.
Yep. See you later.
User was moved out of your channel. User was
The
moved to
man
your
of the
channel.
hour, the man doubling up this weekend. You saw him do it last night at Dover. You saw him repeat tonight here at Kansas. A hell of a job, Parker Alexander.
Thank you, sir.
Talk us through, that early oops that you had. We saw you get shuffled back a couple of times, and then you caught one to the face. Safe to assume that kind of lit a fire under your ass?
Oh, yeah, after I freaking creamed it into the wall there on that restart, I was pissed. I was like, you know what? I might not get back there, but I'm going to get to that front any way I can. Then once I got to Brady, and I got underneath him pretty good, I just sent it. It somehow stuck. I was so shocked that stuck. I thought he was going to get back under me. But we made it work, and ended up in victory lane.
Well, talk us through what you saw on the restart where we were supposed to restart third and somehow ended up with the lead by the time you got to the back straightaway. What did you see? What happened in front of you?
Well, I think the 5 stayed out, and he didn't get very good of a restart. I got a good jump on him. I don't think Brady got a good jump on him. And, I was able to get underneath him and get past him and got to the front. All
right. So I do have to ask, and I noticed it last night, but I didn't really say anything. Autism Speaks, is that what's on your car?
Yeah, I run Autism Paint Schemes. Like, I'm only running it this week at Dover for the NIS series because that's the autism awareness race. Reason I run it is my 5-year-old little brother, he has autism, so it's a good way to get awareness, I guess, and get people aware that it's not a joke. Honestly, like I don't like it when people joke about it.
That's the one thing that winds me up is somebody joking about a terminal illness.
Yeah.
But no, you just created a fan in me, sir. Anybody that puts a charitable organization on their car, and races for a purpose, you have my respect, and I do thank you for doing so. Would like to say hi to your little brother though. As you watch the replay, how you doing? Your brother just won, and he won it for you. So, Parker, congratulations on second night in a row being on the top step of the podium. Are we going to see you Monday night at Daytona for the Pasky Sports Cardiac Truck Series?
No, the next time you see me will most likely be the next week on Monday. I'll most likely, hopefully, be able to run all 3 races that week.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, sir. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. We'll let you get back to it and celebrate with everybody. Which direction you want to go, up or down?
Up.
Okay.
Beam me up.
Beaming you up in the main gate. Have a good night, and congratulations on the win, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, that is going to about do it. The only thing that's left is to go over the results. Parker Alexander, class of the field tonight, winning from the pole. Second night in a row he's done it. Nick Indelicato coming home in second. Hard-fought second place. Byron Rodney hanging on for third. Alex Green slugging it out for fourth. Mike Whitaker, a hell of a job for the world's fastest hippie, coming home with the top 5 tonight and staying out of trouble most of the night. Brad Ray coming home in 6th. Robert Payne battling back from 2 laps down at one point to finish in 7th. Alan Alphonse coming home in 8th. Tristan Walker battling back from being a lap down at one point in 9th. And Chris Pope in 10th. 11th going to Bob Lacavara. That was a rough break for Bob. Unfortunately, stayed out. The old tires came back and bit him. So Bob having to settle for an 11th place. Johnny Antonucci, yeoman's work tonight. Was a lap down most of the night. Finally got the break, got the lucky dog, coming home in 12th. Dylan Phillips in 13th. Kevin Paskowicz struggling tonight a little bit. Caught a couple of race cars to the face, finishing 14th. Brad Allison in 15th. Peter Fox in 16th. Ronnie Osmer getting involved in that late melee, coming home in 17th. The heartbreaker of the night, Brady Briggs, unfortunately coming home in 18th. Had a strong car all night long, just caught up in one too many melees at the wrong time. 19th going to John Mullins. 20th is Zach White. Isaiah Dupree said it last night, not a fan of the mile and a half, coming home in 21st. Mark Vega at 22nd. 23rd goes to Chris James. Jordan Berry in 24th. Matt Burkhart in 25th. Travis Elliott in 26th. Lonnie Barrington in 27th. Forrest Sparks in 28th. And Ty Harris coming home in 29th. So that is that. You have been watching a presentation of the Pasky Sports Cardiac Cup Series, powered by XS Sim Gear. For all your sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price, XS Sim Gear. You can find more information on their Facebook page, the letter X, the letter S, Sim Gear. And, of course, we do need to thank Paul Zoda and PZ Overlays for providing tonight's overlay. Some of the most beautiful overlays in all of iRacing. If you want one for your broadcast, go ahead and get a hold of Paul Zoda on Facebook, PZ Overlays. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett and I will be back here tomorrow for the IR18 race for the RobertStackJobs.com Indy Speedway League here at Kansas. It's Tony Trapasso saying congratulations again to Parker Alexander, running for Autism Speaks. And again, sir, just for running a charity like that on your car, you made a fan in me. We will see you tomorrow night, folks.